Welcome to Let's Connect on 88.5 Super FM. It is now 8 p.m. on Tuesday, the 24th of August. Tonight, I do have a guest, but I have quite a few of some announcements, some housekeeping matters to attend to beforehand. But we do have a special guest in studio tonight. So I'm just hoping that she can bear a little patience with me. I hope you can hear me, my dear. So so we're going to do a few announcements. First of all, we want to say good night to all of our listeners listening on Facebook, those of you listening on YouTube, those of you listening on radio on 88.5 Super FM. Welcome to Let's Connect. I want to say good night to all those of you listening from Fort Jacques, those of you at Mini, those of you in Belvedere, St. Philip, Boisden, Belfont. Good night to you. If you're in Deville, I want to say good night to those of you at Esperance. Those of you in Belle Plaine, Fongelib, Mont-Lacroix, Chateau Bel Air, Zeno, good evening to you. Colabet, Sulphur Springs, Focaco, Diamond. Good night to you, Diamond. Bouton, special good night to you, Bouton. All our ladies in Bouton, always keeping it locked on, especially to you, Miss Calixter Wilfred. Want to say good night to Etongs, all to always keeping it locked on, Miss Calixter Joseph and all the members of the Jer family. Good night to you guys. Margaret Toots, Market Road, Palmis. Good night to you guys at Palmis. Good night to you, Miss Lucretia Seville. Good night to Forbenier. Good night to you, Vanessa Joseph. New development. Want to give a special good night to all the members of the Hippolyte family, always keeping it locked on. Want to say a big shout out to Miss Bernadette Nelson, who celebrated her birthday on Saturday. Want to say happy belated birthday to you, Miss Nelson. Thanks for always keeping it locked to Let's Connect. I want to say goodnight to Wingsville. I want to say goodnight to Church Street, Smoke Hill, The Gulf, Lenny's Hill, and Barron's Drive. I want to say a special good night to Miss Septima Nicholas and to Miss Annie Nicholas of Barron's Drive. Also, good night to Miss Claudia Prevo at Smoke Hill, and also to all those of you listening in other areas of St. Lucia, and those of you listening from outside of St. Lucia, also to you, Miss Fancy, coming from St. Vincent, always keeping it locked to Let's Connect. So, good night to all of you guys. I want to hope that you enjoy our show tonight. We have just a few announcements. I want to announce and remind persons in Fort Saint Jacques that Honorable Emma Hippolyte will be in office in Fort Saint Jacques on Friday this week from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So if you are in Fort Saint Jacques and you want to have a word with Honorable Emma Hippolyte, she is going to be in office from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday. So bear in mind that there is a time limit. Bear in mind that it is for persons from the Fort Saint Jacques area. So if you are from the town area, please note you can come into our town office next week Friday to see the minister. So leave this week Friday for members of Fort Saint Jacques community. So once again, the Honorable Emma Hippolyte will be at the Fort Saint Jacques office on Friday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We also want to let the public know that STEP program has started this week, starting on Monday yesterday, which was the 22nd of August, lasting for 5 days up until Friday. So 100 persons around the community of Soufrière have been employed in the STEP program. We want to extend thanks to Honorable Emma Hippolyte for providing this initiative for the parents and for persons who needed some work in the for the upcoming school year. And also, in terms of the back to school, we also want to announce that we have taken information for over 200 students, and we shall be issuing the assistance package, hopefully by the end of this week. So look out for a phone call from the Soufrière constituency office regarding the back to school assistance program. Also, in terms of assistance programs, the flow package, the flow bundle package, which we've been announcing since last year, we also want to remind persons if your name was down last year that we need you to come in to provide some additional information that was requested by Flow. So if you put your name down last year, please get in touch with us to include the remaining information that we are requesting. Some of you, your numbers might have changed, so we cannot get in touch with you. So that is also something. If you put your name down last year and your phone number has since changed, please let us know. Get back in touch with us so that we can update your information. The deadline is this week, Friday, for the Flow bundle. All right. So once again, the Flow bundle, that is 10 megabytes per second broadband internet with a modem, and you won't be paying installation fees. It also comes with 10 cable channels and also 100 minutes from Flow Landline to Flow Landline for the month for a cost of $20. Okay, this package is mainly for persons of low income households, especially those with children who are going to school and who require internet access at home for school purposes. Okay, so keep that in mind. Friday is the deadline. All right. Those of you who are aware that the Sufra Regional Development Foundation has been initiating some symposiums. Last week we had the agriculture symposium, and before that we've had the sports symposium as well as the education symposium. Okay, so I just want to give you a bit of a update on what's happening in regards to these. All right. Communities united, engaged, empowered. It is the tagline and mantra for the Sufra Regional Development Foundation's 20-year development plan, dubbed Sufra 2040. As part of the project, the Sufra Regional Development Foundation has conceptualized a series of symposiums inviting stakeholders from various sectors to craft Sufra's blueprint for transformational growth. Sports, education, and agriculture symposiums have so far been hosted under the SUFRE 2040 banner. The series of symposia continues this Thursday, the 25th of August 2022, with a tourism symposium. The venue for the forum is the Stonefield Resort. The SRDF's Tourism Symposium will be a platform to discuss the way forward for Sufre's diverse industry. Some 50 participants are expected to participate in a dialogue that will critically assess Sufre's tourism growth trajectory. The participants represent a wide cross section of tourism and hospitality establishments within Sufre. The facilitator of the symposium is sustainable tourism consultant Mr. Felix Finister. The symposiums have been designed as data collection forums. The services of a local expert, Mr. Claudius Francis, have been engaged to compile the data and make actionable recommendations to form part of the 20-year development plan. Last week, on Thursday, 18th August, the focus was on the agricultural sector during the SRDF's Agriculture Symposium held at the Force Jacques Parish Hall. Over 30 stakeholders came together to sow seeds of progress for the agriculture sector. MP for Soufre Force Jacques, Emma Hippolyte, delivered poignant remarks urging farmers and other partners to stay the course to resuscitate the agriculture sector while introducing innovative technologies. She assured farmers that interventions are being taken at the state level to boost agricultural production and the profile of the sector. A government project will seek to expand agriculture in schools with a national school agriculture program, while community backyard gardens will be developed. The MP also spoke about interventions to assist farmers from Soufre and Fosse Jacques, including a desilting exercise in the Fosse Jacques River to allow improvement to dashing production, and the provision of a chill room and greenhouse to the Bellevue Farmers Cooperative. Honorable Hippolyte expressed her excitement about the upcoming symposiums, indicating that come Thursday, the stakeholders within the tourism sector will begin to outline key strategic interventions to optimize returns from tourism in Soufre by 2040. All right, so that takes care of our housekeeping matters and our announcements for the beginning of our show. I hope that you are keeping it locked on to Let's Connect here on Sufre 88.5 FM. And my guest for this evening has been standing by rather patiently. I want to thank you, Miss Compton, for being so very patient while I took care of these housekeeping matters and announcements. I hope that you so far have been having a good night. Good night to you, TERIAN Compton.
Good night, good night. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
All right, great. I want to start off by congratulating you once again on the release of your book. Can you tell us a little bit about how sales have been going? Is there any upcoming deliveries in Soufre?
Well, sales have been going quite well, and I am very, very thankful for all the support, especially from St. Lucia. I recently had my last delivery a few weeks ago, I would say last month. But yeah, sales has been going quite well, and I'm very, very thankful for all the supporters for the continuous support. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. Thank you very much.
Right, it was definitely a pleasure purchasing your book, and the package was so well packaged. I suspect you told them purple was my favorite color because it was wrapped in purple.
Really, thank you.
Yes,
I'm happy you liked it.
yes, I really did love the packaging. I'm afraid to burn my candle. I don't want the scent to go away at all. But it was definitely a nice, a nice little packaging. I love the way it was brought together. Everything came out really pretty, very nice. And I'm happy that you got so much support from the community. I think it's great that when we would support each other. So I'm
Yes,
definitely hoping that maybe by the time you're ready to release your next book, that we get even more persons within the community ready to purchase and ready to order.
yes, indeed.
So is
Thank
there
you very
plans
much.
for the book? I'm just throwing that out there.
Maybe, maybe not, but let's see. I'm trying to work on because I want to turn my book or my story into a movie. So this one is an extra, a very big project. So I it's gonna take a long, it's a long process. So I'm just keeping fingers crossed that everything will go well and everything will happen at the right time.
Okay, I can definitely see the story playing out on maybe Lifetime or maybe even the Hallmark channel.
Yes.
Who would you love to play you in your biopic?
I have not even seen that as yet.
If I tell
But
you picture, I can definitely see Tiffany Haddish doing you some justice.
who is that?
Tiffany Haddish.
I've never heard of her.
Oh, really? Tiffany Haddish. She starred in Girls Trip with Queen Latifah.
Oh,
She started out as a comedian. She's now doing some films, but she's doing mostly comedy. But I feel like she has the potential to bring out that drama that I feel like she could do that.
okay.
So I don't know. That's just a thought, but you never know what could happen.
Yes, the right people are already aligned. So
Exactly.
I'm just patiently waiting.
All right. So once again, for those of you who did not hear who our guest is, I have on air with us right now live Miss TERIAN Compton. She is a author and she also runs a small business. And tonight she's going to be telling us about some of her upcoming initiatives. Miss Compton, you recently started a small back to school book drive. How did that go?
Excellent. Like I always say, so basically my small business for those persons who have no idea of what I do. So I'm the CEO and founder of Candy School Bouquets, and my business, I'm very creative, so my business forms around that. And I create packages, I put things together, we do birthdays, anniversaries, all occasions, Christmas, Valentine's, Easter. So I do pre-orders. So I'm currently here in the States, and I don't like just shop around and just send stuff home where I don't even know how it's gonna sell or who's gonna buy. So my business is a pre-order line. I create the packages for every occasion and I advertise it way in advance. So sometimes people will see, okay, I already have Christmas flyer outside and they'll be like, Jikoti Christmas, yeah. But that's like, I need time as well to prep the packages because I have a large number of customers. So when I put these things out there, the orders are a lot. So I have to do it at least 3 months in advance so that I could get the orders and prep the shipment and all of this so everybody could get the package on time. So my last project was the school supplies drive, which I started last year, and I said I wouldn't do it this year, but some of my loyal customers started sending in their book list because they didn't even know that I wouldn't be taking this on this year. But I said, okay, since I'm gonna be sponsoring 5 kids this year with school supplies, I said, let me just make the shipment worth it. So I went ahead and I took a few orders and it was delivered and successful. And I just want to keep thanking all my customers who have been supporting me from day one in everything that I have. You guys show support, encouragement. Even when I say I won't do it, then you guys look for everything for me to go into my lab and come out with something. So thank you very, very much for all your support.
I'm definitely happy to hear that the back to school drive went well. And like you said, you wanted to initially sponsor 5 children with their back to school supplies, and that was already happening. And then persons were coming after asking about any assistance you were giving, and then you opened up your heart and you gave more than you intended to give. And I know definitely it was very well appreciated. I know this is one of those hard times in the community where everybody is trying to get everything ready for back to school.
Right.
So we definitely appreciate all the assistance from persons like yourself, from persons like Bernard Haynes and Melissa Alexander with the Alexander Family Foundation. We have she'll kill me. I forgot her name. I have another friend who in the States who helped last year. She gave such a big help. Sherry. I can't recall the full name right now, but she's I know she's listening or her mom is listening, always listening. So apologies for forgetting the name, but she definitely always looks out for us in terms of back to school. And like you said, it takes a lot to get everything together, which is why you're trying to initiate things a little earlier than usual. Some persons might say, like you said, Christmas is so far away, but in terms of getting everything together, it takes time and it takes effort.
Yes.
So
Yes.
definitely something that we have to do in advance. So tell us a little bit more about your upcoming promotion for Christmas time. What does it entail exactly?
Which Okay, so for Christmas, I'm carrying on with my regular packages that I have. So I already have a flyer outside with 2 packages. It's Mrs. Claus, a basket from Mrs. Claus, which is for women, and a basket from Santa Claus, which is for men. And in each of the package, you get a bottle of wine. You have a choice to choose like a bottle of wine, a champagne, a Campari, or a bottle of Molly. So whichever one you choose, it will determine which package you take at, like, how much, if it's the 130 or the 150. You get a Christmas hat, Christmas card, you get 2 glasses, you get a mug, you get cookies, you get candies, you get, all goodies. And we always make the baskets very, very nice, the presentation. So and also Victoria's Secret fragrance and body mist and the lotion. Yes, and for the men you have like a self-care package as well in there, with the same as mentioned for the female package. So whilst I said, okay, I'm gonna be doing that, then I thought of something different for Christmas, because every project that I have, I try to sponsor somebody. Um, I don't always announce my sponsorship, but there is always somebody that I help behind closed doors. Um, and I said, this Christmas I want to make it different. I want to at least help 10 to 15 families in need. When I say families in need, it doesn't have to be that you living in poverty or it's a family with elderlies or whatnot. Like, because I've had persons reaching out and they're like, Karen, can you also include single mothers because they're struggling as well? And what? So I told her that the project, when they say family in need, it doesn't mean that you living in poverty or you disabled or any of that. It's like helping, like, especially the children. So our vision for the project is putting a smile on a face in need, blessing a family. And I wanted to do the first half this year, 2022, down south, starting from Conries up to down to Viewfort. So 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 the Christmas project, like I said, it's gonna be 15 families, and that's 15 household. So far we have one family of five from Conries. We have a family of five from Buto. Sorry, a family of six from Buto. Two families from Palmis, one of five and one of three. For Beignet, we have one of three. New Development, we have a family of four. Riverside, we have a family of 13. Barons Drive, we have two families down Barons Drive, one of four and one of three. We have Fontaine Jacques, a family of five. We have Zeno, a family of eight. Robin Clare, a family of three. PI, a family of 10. Family, Swazel, a family of four. And Viewfort, a family of five.
Okay. How many
And
families?
if you notice, we have we have a lot of big families in some of the areas. So these are the 15 families we're going to be helping from each of the communities. And for me, what I wanted to give each family is to, like, have them to feel Christmas and enjoy what is Christmas, because we have a lot of people that don't they cannot afford, and they cannot have all the nice celebration and the spirit that we get for Christmas. So I came with the idea where I wanted to give each of the household a fully decorated Christmas tree. So that includes lights and everything. Somebody was asking me, what if the person does not have electricity? I said I'm gonna find the lights battery operated. So they will have light. They will have Christmas tree too, even if you don't have electricity. Um, so my team, I have a team who have already volunteered to help. So the team is gonna be going to the family's house to do the setup of the Christmas tree, to decorate it, and each kid in this household is gonna get a gift. So we're gonna line up the gift underneath the Christmas tree, just as how every family is gonna have the gifts underneath the tree. They're also gonna get a food hamper, and the way I'm seeing it, according to the size of the family, the small baskets you normally see people giving as food hamper, we would need a bigger one. So because me, if I'm doing something, I like to do something like worth it. I wanna not just give, okay, a little pack of rice, or noodles or something, just to say you give somebody something, but I want them to have something that could, they could do a few weeks with, in terms of the food. And also I was looking at gift certificates from small businesses, especially restaurants, places that sell food. They could get, at least sponsor a gift certificate to a family. So I'm trying to get a gift certificate for each of the families, so that they can go to that restaurant or small food stall to have lunch or whatever it is as a family. You don't have to be you have to actually come for Christmas, but something to do like as a family. So I'm looking to get that. So if I don't get gift certificate for the lunch, I could also get like spa treatments or whatever. But little things, and the more I could get, especially for the gift certificates from the community and small businesses, the better it will be. Um, so back to the food, we're gonna be needing a lot of food. So when it comes to like flour, sugar, rice, and these things, we're trying to get it like from we're trying to get it at a cheap rate where we buy the whole, we buy it wholesale. So we
Right.
can just bag out the things. If we're giving 5 pounds to each family of each of the stuff, at least it will be better than if you're giving 1 pound of sugar or 2 pound of flour and this kind of thing. So so far I have I have a lot of support from the community. A lot of persons has been reaching out to me asking what can they contribute, how can they contribute to the project, etc. So far I have already had two monetary contributions. One of them is wants to remain anonymous, and the other one is here in the States. So I received 140 US from the one in the States already, and 200 EC from the one in Soufre. Also, I have an approval for gift certificate from the Dream already. And of course, from my business study school, we're gonna be doing most of the contributions, especially shipping and getting the trees, the decorations, some of the gifts. So all of that is already on my end. Um, yes, I have had other persons reaching out saying that they would be giving food items, monies, whatever. So also I won't be posting the pics of the families when we're doing um when we're giving that treat. What I'm gonna do is post so the public can see what I did with the monies or whatever I got. They would see the setups from different homes, but we won't post the families that got the treat, because not everybody likes to
Private.
be.
Yes.
Yes. So no pictures. As much as I like pictures, no pictures for them this Christmas. So, but I will be posting every single thing. Like, I guess a lot of persons who is on my WhatsApp and my story, they would see I always post screenshots of persons saying, "Hey, I want to support," or "I'm giving this." So, because at the end of the day, I don't want people to think that I am I am doing anything for me or I'm pocketing anything. Because you know how persons can be when you try to do something good, they always try to turn it to the negative way. Um, but all of this is is all out of our hearts, and I am very very happy for the community, the members of the community who are already reaching out to show the support. I just want to say thank you. For the volunteers, I already have Zandy James. Thank you very much for reaching out to show support in helping us out for this project. I have Tasia, who is already my worker at Candy Squirrel. I have my mom, Kulina, and I have Krisa Hillman thus far. Oh yeah, and Cash. You all will not know his name by Cash. So yeah, so far we have like 6 people, 6 volunteers who is already on standby to help with this project.
All right.
So yes,
Well, you definitely seem to be all set to all get up to get ready for this Christmas project. I want to encourage those of us listening, if you are able to donate or give in any form in this to this endeavor, I think it is definitely a worthy cause that we can get on board. So I am definitely going to try and see how I can assist. Are you all accepting decorations? Because I think I might have quite a few decorations at home that
yes,
I can have. So I'm
yes, no problem. All these things we need, so um, we will put it, we will put it to use.
yeah, I'll see what I can. I'll try and make my brain do some maneuvering and see what I can figure out how to help. Those of you listening, I want to encourage you. I see Miss Kulina Joseph is on. Big up to Miss Kulina. and TERIAN's support system definitely always on lock. So in terms of the names, the families that were submitted, was it something that persons who knew them submitted? Did they submit themselves, or when you put out the initial call, did they come out and approach you directly, or were persons giving you that, telling you that these people needed something?
Yes. So well, none of them reached out, but members of the community helped with the names of persons they think that would need the help. So that's how I came up with that. If some of the members, the volunteers on the team, some of them gave me for one or two communities. Um, so I did not just go ahead on my own and decide, okay, I'm gonna give this one and this one. Um, I try to reach out to like somebody I know from each community, like somebody that I know that would be fair enough and not be too biased and probably just say okay because that's their friend or because that's their family. But yeah, and so far the list when I analyze it, then I could see that these people, especially from Soufre going up, these people are definitely in need, and I think they're always, not always, but they're definitely gonna be needing that help.
I'm thinking I might have to contribute to the toys for the kids. So you might have to give me a list of the ages and whether they're boys or girls. Let me see what I can put together. I think that might be my contribution, giving towards the Christmas gifts for the different families. I'll try and see how many I can get. But like I said, I want to encourage all our listeners to think about it, reach into your heart, um, open up your hearts and see how you can give to the cause. We have 15 families that we want to give a special treat for Christmas. Miss TERIAN Compton and her Candy Swirls team, they're going to be giving each family a Christmas tree fully decorated and toys to each child in the homes. So, and a grocery hamper. And we're also looking for contributions towards things like gift certificates for lunch or for spa treatments or for anything nice, a special treat for the family. So, if anybody knows of any corporate sponsors that we can reach out to, definitely let us know. Definitely. Mr. Ryan, can you give your contact information for persons who would like to reach out to you to give you any advice or to let you know what they can give? Can you give us where they can find you?
Yes. So I can be reached on Facebook. I have two accounts on Facebook. I have Terian Compton and that girl Terian. You could send me a message there or my number. I don't know really after you can probably put my number down in the comments. It's 646-258-2107.
Okay.
646-258-2107. So anybody who wants to make a contribution or like Reneata said, wants to give an advice or whatever it may be, you could just reach out to me and then we can take it from there.
Right. Perfect. Now I want to backtrack a little bit in terms of your other type of Christmas package. Is it customizable?
I didn't get that.
Your other Christmas package, the Mrs. Claus and the Mr. Santa, the packages for men and women that they can order in advance. I'm asking, is it something that I can customize in terms of can I give you items other than what you mentioned, like instead of wine, can I suggest maybe eggnog since I don't drink alcohol?
Oh yes, I can do that as well, but it has to be very early. So um so far like normally when normally I have a deadline on my flyer and I could never seem to reach that deadline. I always close off before the deadline because persons are ordering like I really appreciate my customers because they always trust that everything I put out that it's good and again it's reasonable. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm very reasonable. I don't force people. I just want to give everybody something nice to feel this, especially from the states, um, especially from the states. So I can never seem to reach my deadline. I always close before that. But if persons come, as it gets closer to Christmas, I still have persons reaching out and asking, "Do you have package? Do you have this?" And I cannot do any customization if I have to take them last minute. So if you have any customization, it has to be very like early. So whilst getting prepped for it, then I could know, okay, this one wants this, and I could see how I could work around it.
Okay. Because I definitely I'm starting to think of some stuff I might want. You know, my birthday's coming, Christmas is coming. You have me thinking of things that I want. So you're gonna be hearing from me. You know, I like to be a little extra sometimes. So it's not
Thank
what
you.
better time than Christmas and my birthday, right? So so I just encourage those of you listening. TERIAN Compton is definitely the person to um, get involved in terms of getting your Christmas package. So if there's a package you want to prepare for a loved one, you can reach out to her in advance. Like I said, now is the best time before the rush. And if especially if you want it customized, so now is the time for you to reach out to Terian. We have you can reach her at 88.1, and the number is in the comment or you're going to get her on WhatsApp. So you can definitely reach out to her in terms of her Santa packages, the Mrs. Claus and Mrs. Santa packages, as well as her initiative towards the feeding families. Um, I want to take a moment to shout out those persons in the chat and also remind you that if you have any comments or any questions that you'd like to post in terms of the previous announcements that was made and in terms of our guest, Miss Terian Compton, you can post it and we shall read it on air live. I want to say good night, Mr. Bernard Haynes. Thank you so very much for listening. Miss Emmanuel from Brooklyn, thank you so very much for reaching us here on Let's Connect all the way in St. Lucia. Thanks for being there with us. Miss Annie Nicholas from Barron Drive, thank you so very much for always keeping it locked. Miss Anne Marie Sampson, good evening to you. Welcome to Let's Connect. I want to say hi to Miss Wilma Amade, Miss Cheryl William, Miss Calixta Joseph, thanks so very much for joining us. Miss Fancy, otherwise known as the Delta Bowens of St. Vincent, good night to you. Miss Juliana Joseph, so lovely to hear from you tonight. Miss Paulina Joseph from Palmis, Bigger Palmis. Miss Phaedra Brandis, good night to you. Thank you so very much for keeping it locked to Let's Connect. I want to say good evening to you, Douglas Gaspar, and good night to you, Mr. Lucia Philip. Anybody else in the chat, if you want to big up, now is the time to put your name out there so that I can see. And once again, don't forget we have Mr. Ryan Compton who is on with us live. So if you have any questions for her or any advice for her or any information regarding sponsors or how she can get certain items at cost or at wholesale cost, please reach out to her. Her number is in the chat and you can reach her on her various social medias. All right. We have Miss Juliana Joseph said, God's blessings to you, young lady. And Anne-Marie Sampson said that you're doing great work together. Okay, so we have some persons applauding your work in the chat. Dave Bernardine said that his food supplies is late to depart, but it's on his way. Mr. Haynes, thank you for letting us know. I'm sure that persons who are awaiting you are appreciative to know that it is on its way. All right, so thank you for that. Once again, don't forget that we also have our back to school initiative, which is hopefully going to be settled by the end of this week. And those of you interested in the flow bundle, the $20 bundle, you have up until Friday this week to sign up for that at the Super Constituency office. Do we have a bit of a sound issue? One of the comments, I'm going to have our tech check on that, Miss Hampton. It might, my finger is is it good? I'm not sure. There's a bit of a feedback. Okay, we'll check on that. Thanks for letting us know. I'm hoping that our listeners on 88.5 Super FM are not experiencing any sound issues on their end. Okay, in Miss Compton, is there anybody you would like to give a big shout out to while we have the time?
I would like to really know all my supporters. Sometimes when I call out people, I always forget some people. So most times I don't like to say names because I just miss out the most important people. Um, but yeah, I would like to shout out my mom, my mom up from Palmis. You know, my brother Donatan. I like to shout out to Tasia. Thank you for all your hard work. Um, and just all the supporters, everybody, every single person that my customers, whoever supports anyway, even if you don't buy something, but you speak highly of everything that I do, or you tell somebody something good. I just wanna send out lots of love, and I just pray that everybody have a wonderful day, night, I would say.
Right, I agree with you. Terian, while I have you ever considered doing consultations for events companies since you have such a creative aspect to you?
I didn't get that. I'm kind of hearing you low.
Yeah, there's a bit of a sound issue here. Um, Let me see if I. Okay, I was asking if it ever crossed your mind to, or have you ever considered doing consultations for event companies? To bring out more of your creative side.
No, I've never thought of that.
I think that's something that definitely a service I think that you will be good at providing consultations in terms of like the way you do customizable packages, right? So that in terms of like for example, like I said, my video is coming up. Let's say I was working with an event company to put together um, some sort of event for them. You would be consulting in terms of maybe helping out in terms of the color scheme, what items would go with the theme, or based on the person's personality, what type of things that could be incorporated maybe as a backdrop for a photo shoot, that sort of thing, giving that sort of advice to an event organizer.
Well, so many persons have already mentioned that to me, and they said that they think that's the feel for me. But I've never really considered it. I just feel like I'm doing my own thing, because it's a moment for me. That's why when I say I'm going into my lab, when I go into my lab, that means I'm just creating stuff, like putting things together and just creating stuff. But I've never really thought of like the consultations, and maybe I guess if it's for me, then along the ways will come.
Just give me one
But
second.
thank you for that. I think the mic keeps muting.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're experiencing a bit of an audio issue on our in studio, so I think we may unfortunately have to cut it short. But I just want to make sure that persons who are on, is there any questions you have for our guests, or in terms of any of the announcements regarding the tourism symposium, the slow bundle sign up, the back to school, the step program, anything that you want to ask, any questions that you just want to air out, any comments, any feedback for Mr. and Compton in terms of the business initiative. I just want to give our viewers and those of you in the live chat the opportunity to reach out to our guests. All right, we want to say once again good night to those who have been joining. Good night to Captain Prospect. Good night to Theodore. Good night to all those of you listening to 88.5 Super FM. All right, we're getting a lot of feedback of our mics, so I am thinking that we may have to cut short. So once again, Terry, it was very, very lovely having you. We
Thank you
really
for having me.
appreciate you in all that you're doing. I still love your inspire her videos on TikTok, on your WhatsApp feed, on your Instagram, on your Facebook. They're always such an encouragement when I come across them. So I want you to keep doing that. I am so happy that you got such great support for your book, and we're looking forward to the movie. We can't wait to see who's going to play you in your biopic. And looking forward to seeing that. Can't wait for the announcement. Can't wait to see you on the red carpet when it's coming out and all of that. Wishing you all the best in all your future endeavors, and we're definitely going to be supporting your Christmas initiative. And I'm encouraging all those of you listening now to support it as well. We have 15 families and plenty of children that we need to give some joy to this coming Christmas. So we definitely want that to happen. So we want to wish you all the very best, Terry.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
No problem. Good night to everybody, and hopefully we'll be back next week with a problem-free, problematic-free audio on Let's Connect next week Tuesday. So keep it locked to 88.5 Super FM.